Welcome to Mark's
Red Rum.
Murder
Red Rum.
Mystery
Red Rum.
Monday.
Wow. And our date for Mark's Murder Mystery Monday is here. Courtney, everyone. My other half. How are you, my love?
Hi.
You've got a mic situation. Can you work that there with the microphone?
I'm backstage still.
You're backstage, it says. Oh, yeah.
I'm having a hard time hearing her. It
Yeah,
sounds like
there-
she's, yeah.
Can you hold the mic, sweetheart?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
There we go.
You need
There.
to hold it.
Oh, right. There
Yeah,
we go.
got it. Okay. There you go.
Hi. Thank
Hello.
you. Thank you.
Okay.
This is
I think
great.
you're because
She
of the
still
mic.
doesn't sound as loud as normal. It's almost like I hear her in the same room, but I don't hear her on her mic. What do you think, Tony?
Tony, what do I need to do on that?
So
yeah.
touch the where it says
Yeah.
mic 2, right? And it becomes active, right? And now the monitor knob, the big green one, the bigger
Yeah.
green one, start turning that till it goes to almost
Okay,
to
go
the top.
ahead. Go ahead. Speak.
Okay. Now.
That's better.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Great. Thank you,
There
Tony.
we go. Yeah.
Thank
Wow,
you.
look at
Thank
Tony.
you, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, that was very good. Yeah.
Thanks, Tony.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah. So, Courtney, now that we have solved that problem, and
I don't know Tony, but I assume it's great.
yeah, Tony is great. Yeah.
He's great.
All right. So now let's talk about what you brought today.
Yes. I
This is
brought
a-
a story today that is making the rounds.
Yeah, it's in the headlines, kind of, and it
yeah.
was sent to you even by a few of our listeners.
It
who said-
was.
yeah.
Mike Garcia is one of them who sent it in.
Oh, Mike from Oklahoma.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So do we want to bring up the great. So the story I'm covering today is Kouri Richins.
What? This couple, something bad happened? Look at them. They look so happy.
I know
So
they
normal.
Look, yeah, they look
Kouri
like,
and Eric Richins. Wait a minute. One of them ends up dead?
yeah. I mean,
This
I want to
is
ruin it
crazy.
for
They
you, but
look
one of them
great.
ends up dead.
I
yeah.
would have bet $1,000 that
Yeah.
they're going to live happily ever after.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No.
All right. Anyway, go ahead.
They're a couple that lived in Utah. Kouri is a mother, wife, realtor. She's 33 at the time of the incident. He's 39. So she was living this great life with Eric. I mean, seemingly this perfect life in Utah. He owned a business. She was a realtor. They met at Home Depot. And then he tragically passes on March 4th, 2022. And in an effort to cope with the grief and take care of her 3 sons, because she has 3 young sons, Kouri authors a children's book with her sons about how to teach kids to get through grief.
Oh, so he dies.
Yes.
And she authors this children's book about how to deal with that death.
Yes, exactly. It's
called
Are You With Me?
Are You With Me? Wow.
Yep. And so she writes this
What
book.
a sweet, I love this woman. She sounds so sweet. Kouri.
Yeah, it really is.
Kouri.
Yes, actually, that's her mother's maiden name, and they wanted to keep Kouri in the family, so they named her Kouri.
Well, I love her. What
Mm-hmm.
could possibly be wrong with this woman?
Nothing really, except for the inspiration behind this story. So the book gets published on March 7th of this year, 2023, about a year after Eric's tragic death. And just last week, Kouri was arrested for the murder of Eric.
Corey.
What?
Yes. Well, she needed inspiration for the kids' book, but
There's never been anything like this.
Man.
it's not going to write itself. So
Ooh, it's a wild idea, but it just might
I'll
work.
kill my husband so
Mm-hmm.
I can write a book about dealing with the grief of losing your husband and father.
yes, and take his $4 million estate.
I
And
see now.
potentially marry her alleged affair, and also buy a $2 million home in Utah that Eric did not want to buy, that was 20,000 square feet. But we'll get into that.
Wow. There's a lot going on there.
It's
Corey had a lot of
fantastic.
needs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go
Corey
ahead.
had a list of wants. Do you think,
Yeah.
Courtney, do you think that by writing the book, it was like a little over the line? You know, I mean,
Yeah.
as far as, you know, you want people to feel bad for you and, oh my gosh, this has happened and I want to appear sympathetic. But she just didn't kind of read the room that this may have been, you know, a little bit, I don't know, obvious.
Yeah, no, I think that, yeah, I mean, this is one of many terrible decisions that Kouri has made. It's hopefully her last. In fact, this was going to be one of 3 children's books that she was writing. But you're right. Yeah, I think
Sad that she couldn't get the whole trilogy out before she was accused of the murder.
She's clearly a narcissist and a sociopath. But yes, I think it's done in terrible taste. And actually, she was on a sort of this mini publicity tour talking about the book, and she had been reaching out to all these news outlets to try to get on air to talk about the publication of the book. That is her on Good Things Utah. It's interesting, the women that interviewed her during this didn't make any comment about the fact that she wasn't sad at all. She showed no emotion, just that her clothing was perhaps in poor taste. She hadn't dressed up for the segment was what they referenced. But so the night of the murder is March 4th, 2022. And they are celebrating a deal that Kouri had closed. Remember, Kouri's a realtor. And so they're celebrating at home, and Kouri makes a Moscow Mule, as one does, and takes it into the bedroom where they're celebrating. And she brings him she brings Eric this Moscow Mule and a THC gummy. And so they start to celebrate together. And then allegedly one of the young boys comes into the bedroom. He's very scared. Kouri goes in to spend some time with the young son, and when she returns to the bedroom at about 3 a.m., Eric is unresponsive. She claims that she tried to give him CPR at that time, but it's very apparent to the EMT when they arrive at about 3 a.m. that she has not.
Wow.
So Eric dies of a fentanyl overdose, but not a little. She really overextended that.
She overdosed the overdose?
Yeah. He dies of 5 times the lethal dose of fentanyl.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And in fact,
There's never been anything like this.
Wow.
This is just one of 3 attempts at his life that Kouri has made since 2020.
Oh, she tried to poison him before.
Yes, she's tried to poison him before. Once on a trip to Greece, once with a sandwich that she made for him on Valentine's Day, which was in February 2022.
Wow.
And then she
likes poisoning him on the holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she kills him March 4th, 2022.
They do this to me all the time. I don't know what the hell they do it for.
She really was doing it to him all the time. But
Third time's the charm, Kouri.
Yeah, in truth, to be fair to her, Courtney, if I could just speak for Kouri.
Oh, good. Yeah, of course.
He didn't succumb the last 2 times that she tried. So she had to step up the fentanyl.
Yeah, yeah. When she wrote to her drug dealer, who she was also buying other prescription pills from, she said, I want the Michael Jackson stuff.
Is that what she said, literally?
That's literally what she said.
Wow.
And so she bought $900 worth of fentanyl and then decided that wasn't enough, and so bought another $900. So it was like 60 pills of fentanyl that she ultimately bought from this guy. And they actually, once they had a warrant for her electronics, her devices and her computer and whatnot, that's when they found all the text messages that had been happening between
her and the drug
Kouri
dealer.
and the drug dealer.
Eric asked a question. You'd think after the first time he'd be out of there, or at least be mixing his own drinks.
Definitely.
But didn't wasn't there something in all of this that where he said, I think, because he did get sick after the first couple of poisonings, right?
Yeah. So they go to Greece in 2020. This is the first poisoning, and she makes him a cocktail, and he gets very ill. And so he says to his sister, Kouri's trying to kill me. And he says, if anything happens, Kouri did it. And at the time, he had a life insurance policy that went to his co-founder of a masonry company that he had built. So any of the life insurance money was going to his business partner and not Kouri. And she tries in January of 2022, she really ups the sort of strategy and the efforts, unfortunately, in murdering this man at the beginning of 2022. And so she calls the life insurance company and she changes the beneficiary to herself, which, of course, the life insurance company calls Eric and his business partner to confirm. So that also would have been a red flag. She tries to poison him.
How would you handle this?
February.
We could try ignoring it, sir.
I mean, did they
and then kills him in March.
I wonder what the conversation was. Sweetheart, why did you call the life insurance company and change the beneficiary.
Yeah.
Or try to change the beneficiary. I mean,
That's when you ask him if he wants a Moscow Mule.
let's discuss it over some
Over some cocktails and sandwiches. And so, so she ultimately is not the beneficiary. And actually, Eric had changed his estate, so all of it went to his sister and not Kouri. And Kouri found this out when she was hosting a party the day after he died, and the sister was there.
Wow.
I know. It's all in really poor taste.
So her whole idea just went up.
Yeah, she actually assaults the sister. The authorities are called. So she finds out at this party that she is going to receive nothing.
Why did he stay? Like, after 2 attempts on his life, why is he still there?
I know.
For the boys, maybe?
For the boys, yeah. It was for the boys. But it was said that he was planning a divorce. Now, see...
Who isn't? Sorry.
I know.
What?
I keep making those cocktails, man.
Gotta shake up, little shake.
Let's be honest.
Shake
I'm just
it, not
saying,
stir it.
we're all planning a divorce. Yeah, nobody was politically correct to say it. Everybody in the back of their mind goes, what would happen if I actually did, find an escape hatch?
Exactly. Anyway. If you go down, if you don't mind, one of the big issues was if you go down in the slides, if you're watching, I have an image. There we go. So one of the more recent big issues between the couple was that Kouri wanted to buy this massive house that was in Midway, Utah. This home is 20,000 square feet.
Wow.
The caretaker's house, you can see if you're watching on the right-hand side, is 3,000 square feet. And she wants to buy this home and flip it.
She wants to flip a 20,000 square foot home that has a 3,000 foot.
I mean, it really needed some improvements considering it had a virtual reality room. I was telling Mark last night it sleeps 60, which
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Also, what happens in prison? It's a big house.
Right. Hey, you still got that place that sleeps 60.
You never
got
know
that
when
room.
you want 60 of your closest friends over for a little slumber party.
Exactly. Yeah. So she really wants this house. He doesn't want it. I bring this up because he's making her believe that they're going to buy it. He puts an offer in on the home. The offer is actually accepted. But he was coupling the news that they weren't going to buy this home with the idea that he wanted to divorce her. So it was all something that he was working on delivering to her. Now, I don't know if she knew that or not, but she closes on the home 2 days after his death and then tries to flip it like a month later for $5 million.
Wow.
Yeah, and she bought it from a widow. The man that was building it died.
She bought this whole thing and then is going to flip it for a $5 million.
For double the money.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's actually in escrow right now for $3.75 million. So
SF Tesla says you could sell that to cult followers. It is true. Or founders, I guess he says. But
That's
I
true.
think that it's actually very cult friendly.
No, it's got a lot of things to do. It's got a bowling alley, a theater, virtual reality room.
I might take
everything a cult could want,
money,
really. Yeah, and a nice backdrop. So she's arrested this week. She was arrested on Monday of last week for killing her husband, but also having drugs and a bunch of other things that she was doing that was illicit and wrong.
But how the book sales been? Are they did it hurt book sales at all? Or
Exactly. I know. So we'll never know what the second and third book were going to be, but we hope that justice will be served for Kouri Richins. Yeah.
Wow. So she is, and so is she convicted, or where is the?
She's just arrested.
Arrested.
Yeah, I think her first court date is later this month.
So are you going to keep the Mark's Murder Mystery investigative team and watching this?
Yeah, I'll keep you apprised of book sales, of her being her
apprised
trial.
Is a ding word, by the way. Nice job on the way out.
Imagine that's what happens when you're married to just the psycho.
I know. Yeah. And all accounts are that he was just the most loving father and wonderful guy. He was married before and actually had this horrible divorce. If you go to the last picture, if you're watching, this was his first wife. She tragically died. She died in a tragic car accident. She was stopped at a light. Someone hit her going 60 miles an hour on sort of a small road. It wasn't a highway or anything, and her car burst into flames and she died. I mean, it's just absolutely tragic. And poor Eric has lost his life as well. And
So where are the kids? The kids are being raised by...
the boys are with his parents, yeah.
Are they?
Parents, yeah.
Do you know if the boys are the first wives or the second wives?
The 3 boys are the second wives. I don't
Okay.
think he had any kids with
Very good.
Julie. Julie passed when she was 26.
Wow.
So she died in 2011. They're all Mormon. I know I mentioned that, but actually Eric comes from a very prominent family in the LDS community in Utah. Yeah. So,
Man,
yep.
that's...
This is a word from the Lord, and he's not happy.
I'll bet. He's probably not. I don't think that anywhere in that
not.
Mormon scripture is that allowed.
I'm surprised he was drinking. I feel like you can't even have caffeine.
No, you're right. You're not
Right?
allowed
Yeah.
to by scripture. You're not allowed to
Plus
curse.
the-
You're not allowed
Let
to
alone
drink.
a gummy.
The THC gummy? Yeah.
THC
Yeah.
gummy, I know.
Wow.
They're probably not specified in the scripture, but I think it's
Yeah.
implied.
Maybe if
Yeah.
you're in bed, that's okay.
Yeah,
Unless
right.
He was
There's-
partying in his room. I
There's
don't know.
always a way to interpret it.
Yeah,
There's
so-
always a way to interpret it.
Yes.
Eric came from regular stock, says Jim.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
come from regular stock.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
Anyway, wow, what a
It's a really crazy story, and it's happening right now, literally.
yeah. So you'll watch it for us,
Yeah.
Courtney. Well told.
Thank you.
What a
Thank you
story.
for having me.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
How about it for Courtney, everybody?
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you, Kim. Thank you, Tony.
Murder Mystery Marks. Murder Mystery Monday on the Mark Thompson Show.
Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.